Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Alma Village Township Hall. We're going to call the meeting of the Village Council, the January 21st, 25 meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
President Dyke.
Present.
President Pro Tem Steckler.
Present.
Councilmember Feldman.
Present.
Councilmember Glasser.
Present.
Councilmember Miller.
Present.
Councilmember Powell. Councilmember Schneider.
Present.
I've got no communications. I've received no communications tonight. Roll call's done. Before we move to approval of the agenda, under the weather, he asked if he should be in attendance tonight. I told him to stay home and not get anybody sick. Mr. Powell is also not feeling well and will not be in attendance tonight. Do we have any changes or deletions from tonight's agenda? The one change I have is with the absence of Manager Kerberson, we're going to move the closed session to next meeting. So that's what closed session is canceled tonight. Any other deletions or additions? No commentary. General fund. Major street fund. Local street fund. DDA fund. Capital project fund. Sewer fund. Water fund. Equipment fund. Payroll register report. Water report. DPW activity report. Water monthly usage report. Equipment rental activity report. Oh, that's all part of the DDA. Sorry. Lease report. Wastewater treatment plant report. I took those out of order, so I apologize for that. OEO monthly report. Construction code authority report. Fire report. There's no commentary on anything within the consent agenda. I will seek a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Support.
Motion made by President Pro Tem Steckler, supported by Councilmember Schneider to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The motion passes with all council members present. Now is the time on our regular agenda for public comment for anything on our regular agenda. Do we have any public comment tonight? Moving on to the regular agenda, authorized signed changes.
With you being president now, we need accounts to add you and remove Steve Schneider.
I'll make the motion that we appoint Timothy J. Dyke, remove Mr. Stephen R. Schneider, just for clarification, as an authorized signer effective immediately on all the appropriate accounts.
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Schneider, seconded by Councilmember Miller to approve the authorized signature change. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. The motion passes unanimously with all council members present. That concludes our regular agenda for tonight. Now is the time for open discussion, or now is the time on our agenda for non-agenda items for public comment. Do we have any public comment tonight for any non-agenda items? Being none, we will move on to
rules and procedures set forth by council. It should be as a best practice to be reviewed annually. I know there was some questions on live streaming, so I just wanted it an open discussion first before it went to regular agenda.
And could you share the legal opinion we got on that?
Yes, they said the minutes are the ultimate, what happens at the meeting, so there's no risk or liability keeping those up there.
So basically, for this discussion purposes, any item on here can be discussed or changed, but it should be, if we change anything, it should be in lieu of matching what the village charter mandates, correct?
Correct.
As the main point of view, but to why our videos were being kept only for 30 days and then being taken off YouTube. We did that because of this retention policy stated it. And its open discussion would be, I guess the points of discussion on that would be for council to discuss how they think going forward. Do we need to change the retention policy and open it up so the videos just are out there all the time, or and change that language? And was Dale still, or you were still researching the maximum amount that YouTube would allow you to store?
From what I can find for the free account, it's unlimited. So I'll keep as much as I can up there if that is what council wishes.
Stated, I'll entertain council's thoughts on this. We will, if any changes are made or we retain as is, that will be an agenda item on the first meeting in February's agenda. So see if having an open discussion before taking any action.
So we haven't made any amendments to this since 2018 when we originally passed it, right? Okay. I think at that time it was relatively new us doing YouTube, so it wasn't really, we didn't really have the foresight of the usefulness of it. I can certainly say that I have found it incredibly useful to be able to go back and watch meeting minutes, videos, just kind of verifying. I think 30 days is really short. I noticed that if I look at other municipalities, if they do have a YouTube, you can usually go back at least a year, if not 2 years. And I think that it's really relevant. I think it's really helpful. I think it's good transparency. I think it's good for administration. I think it's good for council members. I think it's good for the community. I would recommend that we extend it as far back as we can. I don't see the purpose in trying to delete them if we don't have a story.
For longer. It's helpful for us as council members as well as the community. I just wonder if that has to do with retention. I think retention implies that it's something that we are holding and maintaining as opposed to YouTube. So I think our retention policy could stay the same, that we retain a copy of that for 30 days, but that it could live on YouTube indefinitely in accordance with whatever policies they may have for length of time something could be accessed. So that might be something that we would consider, retention versus how long it's available on a different platform. Because I think we still would want some type of retention guidelines or policy so that we would know how long that we are maintaining our record and how long it may be on a different platform.
The only concern I have there, and I certainly think that's reasonable, it's going to be hard to balance these two things, is in the event that there is an issue with YouTube, and then all of a sudden there goes 5 years of YouTube videos because we're only retaining so many months of it. That's a real possibility, especially with a free account.
Right. So we might want to think about how long we want to keep our own, whether that's a year or
something, right?
Yeah.
I agree with you. It does need to be limited. Otherwise, we're going to need massive amounts of storage for it.
Right.
In our legal feedback is that minutes are the governing retention item. How long do we keep meeting minutes for?
It's permanent. Forever. We have minutes from 1931.
The request